Nørgaard. So do you guys notice anything different about me? I have wanted this hairstyle for ages. I just never got it because I have wanted to try out a lot of different hairstyles, and I have. If you guys have followed me for a long time, you know I have had pink hair, I've had braids, I've had like a really short asymmetrical bob. Like 10 years ago I had completely short hair with the longest pieces being at the top this long. I have had long hair down to my butt. I have had a lot of different hairstyles, but I've never had this really heavy bob. So since my hair really needed a cut, it's been a year and a half since I last had my hair cut, and because my hair was different lengths, because the sides of my hair and the back were completely shaven last summer, so that was only about this long, whereas my other hair was like down to here or something. So now it's all the same length, and this is how it looks naturally. I haven't blow dried it, I haven't straightened it or anything, and I actually really like how it falls naturally. I was really scared that it was going to look super crazy if I didn't go ahead and blow dry and straighten it, but it actually looks decent, I think. So I'm happy that it looks pretty cute in its natural state at this length. And I was actually inspired by Lady Gaga. I'm going to find the picture for you so you can see. So I used this picture for inspiration. Can you guys see that? So this is what Gaga's, either her hair or her wig looked like during her The Fame Ball tour. The bangs are super heavy. I will have to go get them cut really soon because I mean they're down to my eyes almost already. But anyways, I think I'm talking a lot about my hair, but really the makeup is what is in focus for this video. So I'm doing this cool toned gray smoky eye with this bold deep lip, and I have like lipstick on my teeth. Why didn't you tell me? Anyways, in my last video where I did a supernatural look, not supernatural but a very natural look, I was talking about how I was actually planning on doing a dramatic cool tone fall look, but I didn't want to do that. I changed my mind, so I did a more minimalistic look. But today I'm actually doing that cool toned fall look. So we are back to being drag queens again, which is my favorite type of makeup. So anyways, if you like this makeup look, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and watch in high definition. And without further ado, here comes the tutorial. Okay, so I think I want to try something new today, and I want to do my eyes first. So I just zoomed you guys in so we can do the eyes together. Okay, so I'm actually going to start out by priming my face. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. So I use one pump of that and go all over my face. And then I'm going to use the Garnier 5-second blur primer just in the T-zone. And I'm going to do all of this now because I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to do my brows next, and I'm going to clean them up. So I'm going to clean them up on the bottom and on the top. So on the bottom with concealer and on the top with foundation. So I already want to have some primer on. So for my brows, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream in the color light brown. And I'm going to use this along most of my brows except the very inner part, just like I usually do. It is so weird doing my brows before my face, like, I don't know, it's just strange. So now I'm taking my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Universal Stencil Kit, and I'm going to use the lightest of the 3 brow colors, and then I do that in the inner corner. Okay, so brows are on. I'm going to use my Maybelline Master Conceal by FaceStudio Camouflage Concealer in the color Fair. So as I said, I'm going to use this to clean up underneath the brows, and then I'm going to use my foundation to clean up above my brows. And since I'm not wearing any nose contour yet, I am going to take the concealer all the way in. So I'm going to blend that out with my mini sponge by W7. And I'm also bringing it up right here in between the brows. So for my foundation, I'm going to use Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have this in the color 1W1 Bone. And then I'm trying to clean up my brows on the top. I haven't done this in ages, so bear with me. And I'm going to blend that out with my sponge again. So to prime my eyes, I'm going to use the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm just going to dab this all over my eyelids. And I go all the way out here. And also all the way into this inner corner. And I'm going to use tape. I feel like nobody uses tape anymore. At one point in YouTube history, everybody was using tape. But nowadays, not even Time the Infamous uses tape anymore. Anyway, let's get going on the eyeshadows. I'm going to take the Scandaleyes eyeshadow paint by Rimmel in the color Slate Gray. And I'm going to apply that on the mobile eyelid. And I'm going to blend it out with my ring finger. And a tip when you blend out the inner corner is to look the other way. That makes it a lot more easy. And as I told you in my last fall tutorial, where I also used one of these Rimmel paints, you do have to work quickly with these because they do dry down and sit. So as a transitioning color, I'm going to go into my W7 in the City eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to take this color right here. And with my MAC blending brush, I'm using this in the crease as my transitioning color. And this is only slightly darker than my skin tone. So that's why it works great as a transitioning color. And this color I'm taking right into the inner crease, right in here as well. So next I'm taking the color right beside the one I just used. And I'm just going to layer that on top. This color is more cool toned, so it's going to add a bit more gray to the look. Okay, so do you guys know how sometimes you think you press record, but actually you don't press record? So when you go to press stop, you actually press record because you didn't get to press record to start off with. That just happened to me, but luckily I only did one eye, so I can do this eye with you guys. So I took my Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in the color Reserve Your Cabana, and I took a Ecotools eyeshadow brush and I went in and highlighted my brow bone all the way from the outer part to the very inner part in here. And then I took the e.l.f. Matte from Matte eyeshadow palette, the original one, and I took this dark cool toned brown color and I started working this color into the outer corner. And I know a lot of people love this eyeshadow palette, but I don't know. I think it's so patchy. Like, I can work with it, but look at this eye over here. It's pretty patchy. And I find that no matter what primer I use, and no matter if I use a tacky base or if I set my primer, it's always kind of patchy. So I don't know, I want to like this palette because everybody loves it and raves about it, but I'm just not a big fan. But anyways, I'm blending this into the outer corner. And of course you don't have to be careful because we have the tape. And then I'm slightly taking it into the crease, just so we have a blend. So now I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, and I'm going to take the gray color called Password, and I'm just blending that into the crease just to make everything a little more gray. And I'm also blending it in here to kind of blend out the edges of our lid eyeshadow. So now I take my 88 matte eyeshadow palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to take this really dark brown color, and I'm using this color because this matches the lipstick I'm going to wear. So I'm adding a bit of that out in the outer corner. And I'm also going to take a bit of this eyeshadow by Rimmel. This is the Glam'Eyes Mono eyeshadow in the color Jet Black. However, this is not super black. I would say this is more like a charcoal color, so it looks like that. But I'm just using my MAC pencil brush, and I'm using this in the outer corner. Just really shading in this outer V, and just give that a quick blend. And then with my finger I'm going to touch up the cream eyeshadow. So I'm just going to softly blend out right in here, and then use my pencil brush to blend out this corner. So now I'm going to take the Essence Superfine Waterproof Eyeliner Pencil, and I'm going to do some winged liner. So I'm going to clean this up, but I focused heavily on the outer corner. So I only go to about right here with my liquid liner. So now I'm going to remove the tape. So now I'm going ahead and doing my foundation. And today I'm using a foundation brush. And I'm trying to be careful around my brows. And I go ahead and do a second layer all over my face, except for on my forehead, since I do have bangs now, so I don't need to do too much makeup on my forehead. And I did a very light layer of foundation first, so now we are bringing in the big guns, and of course blend it down the neck and just keep on blending it out. So now I'm going to highlight my face. And just to get that right precisely underneath my wing, I just use my concealer brush. And as always, I highlight my entire face. Of course, except the forehead. And go ahead and blend that out. And as always, you can use your foundation brush to blend out the edges. So to set my entire face, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier loose powder, and I use my Kat Von D brush, and I make sure I apply a little extra powder right where I have my creases. So I'm not actually baking. I don't know, I just can't make baking work for me, but I am applying more than enough powder. And then I go ahead, set the entire face with this same powder and the same brush. But of course on the rest of my face I'm not doing a heavy layer. I'm just doing, well, I am doing a heavy layer, but I'm not doing such a heavy layer. I'm doing an even coat all over. And I am going to set my forehead so that my foundation just doesn't transfer onto my bangs. And I'm also setting my neck, and then I go ahead and sweep away the excess powder. So since I'm going for a cool toned look today, I'm actually going to skip bronzer and just contour my face. And for that I'm going to use the NYX contouring and highlighting palettes. And I'm going to use this color right here to contour my cheekbones, my jawline and my nose. So I'm going to go in and contour. And I'm going to use my powder brush to blend it out. And this is a nice color because it's not too dark and it's not too light. It's not too cool toned, but it's definitely not too orange either. So then I go ahead, do the jawline, and then finally the nose. And again I go ahead, blend that out and blend out the nose contour. So for a bit of blush, I'm taking the e.l.f. blush palette in the color Bold. And I'm going to take this dark color here, probably the darkest in the quad. And this one is a matte color. And this is insanely pigmented. Like I literally just did my brush in once and tapped off the excess. And I wiped off some more on a tissue. But it's really bold, okay? When Elle says that it's a bold palette, it's a freaking bold palette, okay? So I make sure I blend it a lot, and then I go ahead and blend some more down here with the contour. And I'm actually just adding a bit more contour, just to even things out a bit. Then go ahead and do the other cheek. So I just had to do a little baking under this cheek because it got too far down. But anyways, I'm going to take my highlighter now, and I'm going to apply this on the tops of the cheekbones and kind of down onto the apple, and then a little bit up here. And I apply this quite generously because this is a very subtle highlight. So a little bit above the lips and a little bit on the tip of the nose, and also a little bit down the nose and a little bit on the chin. And then for a little bit extra glow in certain places, I'm going to use the MAC Lightscapade highlighter. So I'm using that right in here at the very top of the cheekbone, and then right above the lips and on the tip of the nose. So now I'm going to finish off the eyes. So I'm first going to quickly go through my brows because they got a little powdery after I used my powder. So there's only whatever product was left over on the brush. I didn't apply any new product. So now I'm taking the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara, and this is going to keep these puppies in place. And I would recommend doing your brow gel after you do your powder. So I'm just going over the liquid liner. So I'm using my MAC highlighter around the inner corner, and I'm using it wet to get it more intense. And I blend it softly into the eyeshadows. So now I'm taking the Maybelline Master Drama Kohl Eyeliner, and I'm starting out by doing the top waterline. But I'm only going to do it until about right here, where I also stopped doing my liquid liner. So I'm not taking it all the way in. And again, I'm doing half of my lower waterline. And I'm just using my black shadow from Rimmel and a little Ecotools angled eyeliner brush to go right along the outer half of my lower lash line. So for my mascara, I'm going to use the Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boosting Mascara in waterproof. Of course, I only use waterproof. And I'm going to apply this to top and bottom lashes, focusing on the outer lashes, of course, to keep with the whole cat eye shape theme we have going on today. So for false lashes, I'm going to use these ones by W7, and I'm going to use these ones because they have that nice tapered shape. This is the Kiss Aloe Vera adhesive in black. So I'm going to pop these lashes on. Ooh. So now that I have my lashes on, I'm going back in with my eyeliner and just touching that up. And I'm using a bit of my eyeshadow on the eyelid, just wherever I got too much like liner and lash glue. So now I'm finally moving on to lips, and I want to do a bold lip with this bold smoky eye. And I'm going to use this lipstick by Essence. This is the Matte lipstick in number 14. It's called The One and Only, and it's a really deep and dark brown. And of course, I was looking through my entire lip liner collection and I did not have anything that matched this. The only really dark lip liners I have are either like plum or purple or something like that. So I don't have something that's this deep and dark and brown. But this is a matte lipstick, so I should be able to pull it off without any lip liner because it's matte. It's not going to drift outside the lip lines. And actually first, I'm just going to touch up this outer corner because it's looking a tiny bit bare. Okay, I think that's better. So So to set my face, I'm going to use W7, the Matte Fixer Face Spray. And I'm going to let that dry before I let my bangs down. Okay, so I took my bangs down and now I am done, and this is the finished look. So if you guys enjoyed this cool toned fall makeup look, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. So take care and bye bye!